packaging's so cute. If it'll, you know, come out. Bracing myself slightly, which is the best feeling in the world. Hi guys, welcome to Emmarie Lane, where my goal is to find you the best beauty products for the best prices. And in today's video, we're going to be battling, so excited, the brand new Physician Formula Butter Believe It Butter Foundation Plus Concealer versus one of my favorite foundations of all time, the Physician Formula The Healthy Foundation. I really hope they're not trying to replace this original stuff with this new stuff, because I will be sad if this goes away forever. But let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to be dividing my face in half. I'm going to be doing the butter foundation on my right and the healthy foundation on my left. I'm not going to be using any primers, powders, or setting sprays. These are going to be on their own. I love me a pump. Good pump. The packaging's so cute. If it'll, you know, come out. Oh, there we go. I'm in the shade Fair to Light in the butter formula. It's like a thicker texture. I wouldn't say it's like whipped or anything like that, but it's definitely not runny. What does it smell like? It smells like the matte butter bronzer, but like with a little bit more of like a coconut undertone than the matte one. Ooh, that actually has some good coverage right off the bat. I figured if it was buildable, I would have to actually build it. I feel like this is slightly too dark for me, at least in the winter. I just got foundation in my hair. Cool. So some more information about the butter foundation. It has all these butters in it, similar to the butter bronzer and all that stuff, all their new butter stuff. It has an incredible creamy texture that melts into the skin, leaving a natural radiant glow, while also being long-wearing and a weightless formula with buildable coverage. Oh, and it's meant for all skin types, just like the Healthy Foundation. I thought it had SPF in it. Did I make that up? I totally made that up in my head. I thought it had SPF 20. That's a bummer. Oh, but on camera, it looks like my perfect shade. That's so funny. It feels really nice. It feels like there's nothing on my skin right now. I have this like acne scar right here that I think I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit more, just with my finger, blend that out. See if use it a little bit more like a concealer. Well, that worked. That worked great. Hit this guy up a little bit more. Okay, so I am having a little bit of an issue with around my nose. It seems to be like really sinking into my like ginormous pores, but a little bit more fixed that. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, there's not really an issue anymore. Wow, I like this. I'm gonna be honest, when I was buying this, I read one review. Normally I try to avoid reviews altogether. I saw this phrase like, I loved the Healthy Foundation so much, I was hoping this would be as good, but it wasn't, or something like that. So in my head, I was bracing myself slightly, just slightly. But so far, I'm like, this is awesome. If I could choose, I probably would not have a Healthy Foundation, have a big giant doe foot applicator, because I feel like it can be kind of a pain. I think I would much rather prefer a pump. Oh, and then for the Healthy Foundation, I'm in the shade, why can't I not say shade today? I'm in the shade LC1, and that's the shade I've always been. Other side. Okay, and then to compare the Healthy Foundation, it does have SPF 20. I didn't make that part up. It's also supposed to be long-wearing, buildable, breathable foundation that is lightweight with a medium to full coverage and a healthy satin finish. Again, for all skin types. This has hyaluronic acid. I did not know that. Wow, okay, cool. I've been using hyaluronic acid for a long time, but I didn't know. Oh, it also has vitamin A, C, and E. So you have more vitamins in one and more butters in the other. See, I love this too. I really do. How did I miss a spot on my nose on this side? So I can tell a difference in finishes slightly. I wouldn't say it's like dewy versus matte type of dramatic difference, but the butter side has like a little bit of more like sheen to it, not necessarily dewiness, but sheen to it, like a brightening type effect, whereas in the healthy side, it's definitely more satin. There's not as much of a glow. I mean, there still is. It's like the healthy glow. It's the Healthy Foundation. The butter side is slightly sticking to a dry patch situation, but honestly, in the state that this it is in right now, I would be shocked if any foundation didn't stick to it slightly, so I'm not gonna take that into account. My concealer just looks really drastic against this shade of foundation. It's fine. Both sides are handling my pores very well. I would say the Healthy Foundation is handling them a tiny bit better, but again, just the slightest bit. Here's the thing though, I really can't tell that much of a difference to be like, oh my goodness, I prefer one over the other, especially if I was like doing normal stuff, like doing a like smoothing primer that would fill in my pores, stuff like that. Here's the biggest difference to me in my head right now. This has SPF in it. This does not. This is $10. This is $15. That's where I'm like, I don't know. But let me put on the rest of my makeup first. Then that might be able to shed a little bit more light on things. One second. Okay, here's what it looks like all finished. And can I say, I'm in love. I'm in love with both sides. Like, I think everything just looked beautiful. Of course, I had to use their Butter Matte Bronzer to finish everything off, but I really love how everything looks, feels. It feels so lightweight, so comfortable. It is currently 12:48. I'm gonna go about my day. I'm gonna be testing these out for 12 hours. I'm also gonna be doing a check-in halfway through the day, out in daylight, so you can see how everything looks. And by halfway through the day, I mean right before it gets dark, because you know, daylight savings time. I wish they would just get rid of it. But I will see you in a sec. Okay, I think I found some good lighting. It is our halfway check-in. It is exactly 5:30 right now. Just kidding. I found some lighting that was a little better. But this is what everything looks like. I honestly do not have any complaints, except if you look at it side by side, this side of my nose right here, my pores are kind of showing a lot more versus this side. Maybe it's because it's separating slightly. It's one of the areas I can get kind of oily. It just looks a little tiny bit rough. Besides that, everything looks really good. Everything's felt super lightweight. I forgot I have makeup on, which is the best feeling in the world. Like, oh my goodness. So excited. I haven't had an issue with like any of my other makeup like slipping off. My goodness. Slipping or like bunching or anything like that. Like none of my bronzer blush. So crossing my fingers, everything looks good by the end of the day. It has been 11.5 hours since I put the makeup on, and I'm really tired, and I don't think it's going to change that much in the next half hour, so I'm just going to wrap it up now. I have never had makeup crack so much in my whole life that I can remember. I don't know if you can tell, but I literally have like cracked lines all down my nose. It's like I took a toothpick and just like drew lines all the way down my nose. And it's not like that on the other side, like at all. Like, nah. Like, this side actually looks really good. I'm slightly oily. Like, it barely settled in between this line and between my eyebrows. It didn't settle into the lines of my eyebrows at all, or in my smile lines. It's slightly separated on my nose, but that's pretty normal. The butter side definitely settled into this line in between my eyebrows. It kind of settled into the lines of my forehead. I've had worse. It really beat up the zit. I feel like it didn't need to be this bad. And like I said, it just cracked all the way down my nose. It's so weird. It's been like this since about 9 p.m. Before then, it was like gorgeous. So here's the thing. If they stopped selling the Healthy Foundation, I probably wouldn't be too sad at them. They're like replacing it with this, but I really wish they wouldn't. I mean, primer might help with the whole cracking situation, but like the fact that you can rely on this without any primer, setting spray, powder, nothing, and like you'd be fine. It's a miracle. I know they're trying to like do everything in the butter collection instead of just bronzers and blushes and stuff, but like let's just not get rid of this. It's good, not knocking it necessarily. It might be okay with a primer, but like for 15 bucks versus 10 bucks, I'm gonna go with this one, obviously. Like this one's the obvious winner. Even if they were the same price, I would still say this is the winner. If you want to take a battle between the NYX Original Total Control drops versus the new formula, that's the Pro Drops, you can click right here. I love you guys so much, and don't ever forget that you are enough. Bye!